What's up, guys? This is Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
and we're back at it again with the dank memes.
Yeah, we were just watching the Hillary Clinton
meme queen video.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So dank. Did we say the wah yet? No, we haven't.
For the greater
wah. Welcome. This is the show where you guys ask us questions and we answer them about Warhammer 40k and sometimes other things like politics.
I've got the dankest meme.
Today's question that we chose comes from Heinrich Gamma. He asks a very good question that everybody has thought about at some point while playing the game. How do Necrons procreate? Well, that's simple. When a male Necron and a female Necron love each other very much. Help me out.
So when the female Necron, she starts grabbing her fingers. Necrons do have fingers, right?
But they're USBs.
Oh, they're USB ports.
Yes.
Open up wide. And then the male Necron.
They have the male version of the USB. And then they do this. And that's basically what it looks like.
A bunch of ones and zeros.
Yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
If not,
then I guess we could tell you the real thing, and the real thing is that when you kill a Necron, it gets absorbed, or its energy gets absorbed back into the monolith.
Monolith,
right?
yeah. And then the body gets rebuilt. But if the monolith is destroyed, then I believe they get sent all the way back to their tomb world, and then that's when they get rebuilt.
That's when you have to kill a tomb world in order to get rid of the Necron incursion.
And to kill a tomb world, you basically have to kill the planet.
But you also have to keep in mind that, like, if you kill it, like, let's say there's a crowd of Necrons coming at you. You kill the majority of them. You destroy the bodies. If that Necron doesn't have another body to possess, it's not going to enter a broken body. It's stupid.
Right.
It's a disadvantage to the Necron, so it just gets held into the monolith or the tomb world. Kind of like the Infinity Circuit with the Eldar. Except with the Eldar, they don't ever actually come back. Right?
Because they get stuck in those
shards.
The stones
shards maybe. Yeah. But I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much, Heinrich Gamma.
Now for Derp Hen. He says, in the Imperium doomed to fall. In the Imperium. In triggered. And that's just because we misspelled the title. But it's fixed now, so untrigger yourself. And that's not a question.
Thank you, though. Theros Fox. You should get an epic green screen and then have it display a picture of a window.
Who's to say this ain't a green screen already?
Yeah, how do you know? Except for the Sound Alchemist Shadow.
That's green screen too.
Yeah, we're so advanced.
Mm-hmm. We got Town Tech.
We're actually working on a Warhammer 40k miniseries, like live action miniseries. Support us on
Patreon.
No, we're gonna do a Kickstarter on that.
Oh.
Just throw money at us, I guess. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Natalie Gervanson.
Of course, it brings the fifth Chaos God. No Emperor means anarchy and destruction. This is going back to the question, what happened if the Emperor died? And with no Emperor, it means chaos. And with chaos, it'll mean the fifth Chaos God will be born. I mean, what do you think? Are they actually going to make Malal official?
Oh, no, I don't ever think that. I think that even if the Emperor dies, they would somehow reincarnate it because there has to be balance with the Force. You know? Now, there has to be balance within the game, so they're not going to kill off the Emperor. Even though End of Times, or the theory of end of Times is getting stronger and stronger. There was a post.
Right, yeah. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So about 4 days ago, whatever, GW released some
dank shit right there.
Mm-hmm. So basically all these campaigns of late have been progressing the storyline bit by bit. So you got the Warzone Fenris, and now you got the Death Watch and the Eldar. So what it's becoming a darker time in Warhammer 40k. And with that, there will be Primarchs coming back.
Demon
Primarchs coming back. And this all will take place during one of Abaddon's Black Crusades.
Back at it again?
Yeah, back at it again with
Black
Crusade.
Crusade.
That they never work, but he always brings them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is really cool stuff because I mean, they said that there's 4 demon princes coming, Magnus, Angron, Perturabo, and I want to say Logar. And the 4 Primarchs that are coming back is Gilliman.
Vulcan.
No, not Vulcan.
It wasn't Vulcan?
They didn't say it was Vulcan.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's Gilliman, Russ, Corsar. No, what's his name? The Khan, the White Scars dude. And there was another one.
How is Vulcan not coming back?
Yeah, I know. That was the one I was looking forward to the most. But no Vulcan as of yet.
And they're not going to be the same models as Forge World. They're going to be completely different because it's supposed to show aging.
Right.
And some of them have been in the warp for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Primarchs.
Oh, the Lion. That's who it was.
Oh, Lionel Johnson.
Yeah. So now that you know who's coming in here, is that going to mean that they're going to do a whole new revamping for the armies? Or are they just kind of, here's a new model, everybody buy it?
Well, but it's going to be, no, because I think it's supposed to be a huge campaign that even encompasses Orcs, Necrons, Tyranids. Like, it's supposed to be bigger than Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, yeah.
Yeah, Apocalypse and all the other campaigns that have come out that encompass the entire galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really exciting. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I can't wait for the lore. I want to see what actually causes this. And hopefully they don't do an Age of Sigmar.
Fuck up.
Yeah.
They won't. I doubt that they will. Because they have a really good story. They just need to continue it a little bit.
Right.
They're not going to fuck it up, trust me. Thomas Kenny. So what is the other channel he has been working on?
That's you.
Me?
Yeah, you said you were working on another channel last time.
Oh, so there's going to be a Pokemon channel that we're going to work on. So it's going to be 40 facts on Pokemon. We're going to put Pokemon Go videos. We're going to put Pokemon trading card game videos on there.
Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
And the reason for that is because we feel that the demographic that views Pokemon and that views Warhammer 40k, they're not going to mesh very well. So we just don't want the rage battles in the comments. So just stay tuned. We're going to talk more about those other channels. But yeah, that's what's coming up for the other channel.
Evan Diaz, are you guys interested in the game Warhammer 40k Eternal Crusade? Also, please make lore for Warhammer Fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, Eternal Crusade looks pretty cool. The thing though that I'm waiting to play is that new, I want to say it was like, what's it called? It's this new like 4-player. Well, it looks like it's 4-player. What's it called?
What is it, Dawn of War 3?
Well, I'm waiting for Dawn of War 3, but there's another game coming out. It involves like a Space Hulk. That might be what it's called, Space Hulk, but because it's you're in a ship and you're battling Gene Stealers. Well, that's what the trailer.
That's probably Space Hulk.
Yeah, but on to the second part of your question, Warhammer Fantasy.
Well, I mean, we didn't play Warhammer 40 Fantasy when we were growing up, but we know the races and everything. So I went to my local thrift bookstore and I picked up the Skaven rulebook. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see that I posted this, and then the dwarf one. And I have way more for fantasy, and I'm gonna read them while I'm in the can. I'm gonna read up on this and then create fantasy stuff later on. But again, that's gonna be like way in the future, like probably after Christmas, maybe,
perhaps.
Yeah. Thank you for that question though. Sigbin Timope. So Blood Ravens got me thinking, if a no-name chapter suddenly discovered like one of Vulcan's artifacts, can salamanders take it or demand it to be returned to them? Is there something written about returning artifacts in the Codex Astartes? No, there's nothing written in the Codex Astartes that says that you have to give back
artifacts.
Yeah. Especially if it's a successor chapter. For instance, the Black Templars have the Fist of Dorn. They have shards of... No, they might have the entire Sword of Dorn. I think it's a Sword of Dorn. Yeah. And they're Black Templars. They're not Imperial Fists. So, I mean, it all comes down to what the Salamanders really say. But even if, like, a Space Marine chapter was like, oh, we have an artifact of your guys' Primarch, and we're not part of your chapter, Salamanders have always been in low garrison. So, like, they're not very strong. So even if they wanted to fight the other Astartes for it, I don't think it would really work out for the Salamanders.
No. Yeah, and most Space Marine chapters are pretty honorable, so I wouldn't see somebody saying, we found it, we're finders, keepers, losers, waivers.
Yeah.
They'd probably return it and, like, honor it or whatever.
Yeah, they wouldn't do something crappy with it, and if they did, then I think other Space Marine chapters, or even the Salamanders themselves, would be like, who cares? We're going to risk it, and we're going to just recover that artifact.
Right. But good question.
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Crusader. Here's one for you guys. You have your choice of serving in any army. What army or faction do you fight for, and what gear do you take? Also, how do you get into combat? For example, he'd serve in the Raven Guard, and he'd have a power claw and a bolt pistol, and he'd do everything he could, either by foot or jump pack, to get into close combat.
Raven Guard is an awesome chapter. Now, did he say Space Marine?
You said anything?
Well, I would be an orc, and I would be, I would have a two-handed big chopper, and I would just like charge into the enemy lines and just sweep sideways like a scythe, just like crush my enemy. Yeah, that'd be freaking awesome.
I'd go for the Tau. I'd want to be a battlesuit pilot. I'd have dual flamers for when foes want to get up close. I could just burn them. And I'd carry rocket launchers or missile pods. And I'd stay away from close combat.
The next question comes from Tyrone Thomas. The more of these videos that I watch, the less cringy the intro gets. Good, then our potion is working.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Blazy Chaos. Since demons are made of beliefs and emotions, does that mean that there are demons created out of the belief in the Emperor? That has been a theory going around, mostly for Malal and the whole Emperor dying and creating a new Chaos God. But I don't think so. Because why would believing in the Emperor make the opposite happen?
Thank you. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Dragon Punch 903. You should create a model of the window and give it a Primarch stats. I'd play it in my Slanesh army. Oops, sorry.
But yeah, the window would be very OP.
Yeah, I'm gonna create a model for real, just because you guys are talking so much about it. It's gonna have that little unpainted bit.
You guys gotta leave it unpainted though, if you do make your own models.
We're gonna publish it, and that's gonna be a tactical objective. Bam.
There you go.
But only for Patreons or patrons.
Patrons on Patreon.
Yes. Next question.
Rob Lockerman. So, if the orcs believed that they could never be defeated in combat, would they never lose a battle?
Shit. I missed the question. What was it?
Basically, because this is geared towards you.
Oh, okay.
Since orc is based all on beliefs.
Yes.
If they believe they can never lose a battle, does that mean they would never die?
No, they definitely would die. Because you gotta remember, Gork and Mork are the ones that are protecting them, and I feel like their power of just the belief thing comes from Gork and Mork. And they love to see an orc get squished as much as the next guy. So if there's a war boss who really thinks that he's never gonna lose, Gork and Mork... Wazdaka?
Wazdaka. He doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, he's around. You can't play him, but he's around. But, I mean, Gork and Mork, if they want to, they could just be like, it'd be really funny if next time he crashes, we light him on fire and he actually dies. Bam! Who cares if you believe it or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's up to the orcs. Gods.
Right.
Thanks for that question. Next question. All Might. Do you think that the Loyalist Primarch will get some type of power-ups if they return in order to be even with the Demon Primarchs? Well, of course, in the form of artifacts.
Right. Because artifacts, even though they're old, they are very powerful. Since in Imperial technology, the old stuff is better than the new stuff, if that makes sense.
The dark age of technology that we still have to make a video about.
Right. But it's coming.
And you will, when we will find out what's going to happen.
Pretty soon.
Hopefully.
8th edition. Hollow Berserker 28. Hey, question. Do the orcs know that the Chaos God exists? Or do they think that the spiky boys are weird powers? Do they know if they could even worship the Chaos Gods? Also, do Eldar worship Chaos? So basically what you're asking is, do orcs know of Chaos? And yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do, but the majority of the orc population doesn't give a fuck. That question doesn't even come into their minds. All they care about is crushing their enemy. There's a quote that talks about I think it's just a colonel or like a captain of the Imperial Guard, and he says that while humans ask questions like why we're here, what's our purpose, the orcs don't even think of that, and they have succeeded in expanding throughout the universe better than the humans because of that fact. So yeah, there are some orcs that know of chaos, but the majority of them don't care. They just want to crush.
Right.
And then the Eldar.
Yeah, they worship chaos, I guess.
There's some Eldar that worship chaos, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't nowadays?
Yes. Especially in a situation where they're trying to stay away from Slaanesh. Slaanesh is hated by Khorne. Slaanesh is hated by Nurgle. So, in a desperate attempt to stay away from Slaanesh, they might succumb to Grandfather Nurgle. You know?
You never know.
And this is going to be the last question.
Go for it, G-Thang.
So let me see if I can... I'm just going to pick one at random. Nope, too short. Rodney Stillwell. Trust me, I've been in real war, with Marine Special Forces. Our enemies did not know we were there until we struck. That is the one thing about playing Warhammer 40k. You know where the sniper is. In reality, our enemies know where there's a bullet. Wait. In reality, our enemy know where they're there as the bullet rips in its head. So basically, in real life, you don't know where the enemy is until it shoots you. Yeah. That's a situation that I think we talked about the other day.
Yeah. The whole, you could cast a psychic power that makes your unit invisible, but obviously, you being the player, you see that they're there, so you make decisions and reactions based on what you see.
And then we talked about the infinity thing, and like how infinity, you put chips down and you don't know, who the unit is, but your opponent doesn't know. They just kind of know that there's somebody there, which I think is awesome. So yeah, thank you so much for sending those questions our way. Please comment down below and have us answer any other questions that you guys might have about lore of Warhammer 40k or anything else.
And as always, he is
Gershwan.
I am the Sound Alchemist, and we are part of One Mind Syndicate, and we are out of here.